What's up, family? Check in. You gotta get a quick lesson. All right. Today we got about traditionalism. All right. Today we're gonna do a quick lesson about traditionalism. Check in. All right. Because I want to hit on this topic for the BLK Agenda as far as traditionalism goes, because it's it's a lot of people that don't know what traditionalism is, and they don't recognize that they're in the system, and they're also feeding this system of traditionalism that is not helping the black community whatsoever, and it's actually setting us back further in our ways. And a lot of times, I know myself, I'm a revolutionary. Yes, I am. We know that. A lot of people know that. But I'm also a solutionary, all right? So I'm not just a person that's going to spew out the nastiness of what the system has given us without giving a solution as to what we can do as a people and to, break up this system that's been, laid upon us. And I'm not going to be that person that doesn't give you a solution on how you could break away from what's going on, all right? So, like I said, the topic is traditionalism for us today. And I chose this topic particularly because, like I said a little earlier, is that I don't think a lot of people know what traditionalism is. What's up, Suge? And they need to know what traditionalism is doing to the black community. All right, because it's something that's not really helping us. It's hurting us at the end of the day because we're not educated on it, and we don't probably care to be educated on it because it's not. It's like the as they would say about this COVID virus. It's the invisible enemy. All right, that's what I call it. It's the invisible enemy. Traditionalism is the invisible energy. What's up, Jeremy? What's up, everybody? Thank you for tapping in. All right, we're gonna get started in a second, but I'll say before I get into this lesson, all right, with every lesson that I have, y'all have to understand that anything that I talk about, anybody that I'm talking about, any entity that I am talking about that has added to, any type of oppression or anything like that, we have to start with ourselves first. All right, because if we have knowledge of self, we have self-education, we could defeat any system that is put in front of us, and that is our power. But a lot of people have to recognize that power and actually operate within their power if they're going to get things done and flip the system on its head, as I would like to say to anybody that's around me, all right? Because we can't just sit in this funk and not do anything about it and then complain why things are the way they are, or this is just the way it's going to be. It's not going to be just the way it's going to be. We could change that system, and we have to recognize we have that power within ourselves to change the system, flip the system, and change the status quo as well on what's going on. All right. Because if you don't believe in yourself and what you got going on, then we can't change the system. And that's just that. All right, we got to have a bunch of believers, a bunch of doers, and a bunch of people who are about that action pretty much to change any type of system that's going on, any system that's perpetuating hatred, oppression, systematic racism, or anything of that nature. All right. And the oppression isn't only coming from white people, because I know that's the first thing that probably comes to a lot of my black people in the community head when we hear oppression. It's not just white people. Some of us are the oppression as well. And I've definitely explained that. That's how the BLK Agenda was birthed, out of me recognizing that I was oppressing the black community and not offering my gifts to the world, not offering my knowledge to the world, not offering myself to the world, because I felt like I was kind of above that, which I am not. And I have recognized that, and I'm breaking that chain of traditionalism. That's what we're going into today. All right, so just to get us started. All right, so traditionalism is upholding, all right, it's usually upholding tradition. All right, it's something that's upholding a tradition that we've all been accustomed to, or we all kind of been exposed to in our life. So let's say a tradition is the biggest tradition I could probably say is parents. All right, and don't get offended if you are a parent. All right, but the biggest tradition that we uphold is this thing of stay out of grown folks' business. Right. All right, how many people have heard that? Stay out of grown folks' business. Let me know, because I know I've heard it a million times. When I was 18, they were still telling me to stay out of grown folks' business. Let me know if I'm tripping. Have y'all heard this saying, stay out of grown folks' business? All right, before we get really rolling into what this is. All right, with traditionalism. Y'all let me know. Stay out of grown folks' business. Have we heard that saying before? Stay out of grown folks' business? Because I know I have, and I believe that it's definitely, hindering, a lot of people across, whichever lifestyle that you are living. All right. So when somebody has this mentality of stay out of grown folks business, you said, hell yeah. All right, stay out of grown folks business. All right, that is a traditionalist. All right, that is a person that believes that the old ways are best. All right, so when you carry this traditionalist attitude, all right, or this traditionalism type of system within your family structure, you're actually hurting your family at the end of the day. So this thing where they say stay out of grown folks business, it's like, well, all right, hell, I've been hearing stay out of grown folks business since I was 18. So you telling me when I'm 21 I could get in grown folks business? That's a little odd. All right, so with traditionalism, what is it doing? We are basically breeding the second coming of a childhood for adults. All right, and now follow me. Don't get caught up in that message too much. All right, you're breeding the second childhood of adults. All right, so if you have someone that's 18, you still tell them to stay out of grown folks business. They turn 21, stay out of grown folks business. It's like, well, damn, when are we going to let the kids grow up, all right, and be in grown folks business? Because you have to recognize, all right, with traditionalism, we've all probably been told at some point that you could just go to school, all right, go get you a good job, go to college, get a job, whatnot, right? This traditionalist attitude. And the whole time during that, you've also been told that stay out of grown folks' business. So you're telling me we are going to have traditionalism tear down our family structure due to the fact that they got to stay out of grown folks' business. All right, we're going to send our kids to a white school system. All right, they're not getting taught about Black African-American history, more than likely until they are in high school. All right, and probably and that depends, maybe 11th and 12th grade. All right, once they go through this system, also, let's not get on daycare. All right, because they go into daycare at like 3 months now. We're not even taking care of our kids. That's a traditionalist attitude. Yes, we don't have time, and I'm not downing anybody for that. But I'm helping you wake up, all right, to the system that we are feeding. All right. So now they're 10, they're in middle school, they're still in the public school system, not learning what you want them to learn, right? And then now we're going into this system of where they're in high school, still not learning what you want to learn. And then you complained about the same very system. Oh, they didn't teach us nothing about literacy. They didn't teach us nothing about credit. They didn't teach us nothing about banking. They didn't teach us nothing about insurance. They didn't teach us all these things that all these other families could afford. We could all afford it, but we just have the knowledge, all right, to get there. All right. And that is the thing that we're missing out, is on that knowledge. All right. Because we'll put our kids through this system from since they pretty much born all the way up until they're 18 and beyond, and then kick them out. And then we feed them to corporate America. We feed them to corporate America, literally feed them to corporate America, tell them go figure it out. And then we wondering why this kid is not mentally stable. This kid is not financially stable. They're not physically stable. All right, because they haven't had a great foundation to stand on. They have a traditionalist foundation that they're standing on. And when you have a traditionalist foundation that you're standing on, you're just feeding the same system that we've been complaining about from generation to generation to generation. And it is not that kid's fault. And then we get these kids that are turning, which I'm still calling them kids because now they 30 and they just figuring out the fact that they have to let go of their childhood traumas when they're 30 years old. When they should have been letting go of these traumas when they was 15, 10, and things of that nature. Because they haven't had anybody talking to them. They're just falling into the traditionalism. Yeah, I'm used to not seeing my mother. Yeah, she's working 24 hours. Yeah, I'm not used to seeing my dad. He's always working, maybe every here and then. They don't have anybody to talk to. They don't have anybody teaching them from home. So they have this system in place, which is the school system, that is teaching them everything that they know. And if you know anything about me, you've heard this saying that I'm about to say, you will become what you submit to. All right. You will become what you submit to. So if you are submitting to a system that you are complaining about, you will become that system. Your children will become that system. And then we got another generational system that we've been complaining about. All right. And it's just 4 points that I want to hit on about traditionalism and just things that I've seen personally. All right. That's been going on. All right. With this traditionalist attitude. All right. Now, the first one I want to talk about, all right, it's 4 points I'll talk about. The first one is life insurance. All right. Why can't we talk about goddamn life insurance with our family? All right. Life insurance is literally the fastest way to create generational wealth. And we in the Black community are asleep on it. I mean, absolutely sleep. Because we feel as if somebody is trying to kill us, or we feel as if it's not something we should be thinking about, or somebody is wishing that you are dead. No, we are worried about a legacy and building a legacy. When you have that person in your family that's coming to you as if there's your grandson, you know, anything like that, they are looking out for the rest of the family, because they're even brave enough to come to you to talk about this, then they know something. Trust me, they've been educated. All right. Life insurance could literally generate, it could be generational wealth right there. All right. If we're able to talk about this. All right. And you have the right life insurance policy and you have a trust set up. All right. Nobody wants to talk about that because, oh, when I die, I can't take none of this stuff with me. But yeah, you're going to leave a whole family behind that got all this baggage, all this debt. And I have seen it. I've seen it personally, to where one of my friends, they didn't know that their grandma had money left to pay on their house. They lost the whole house. All right. And there was no life insurance policy as well that could cover that. All right. If you're going to get a house, then you need to get a damn life insurance policy that's going to cover your house and the people that's in it. You know, or at least talk to them about it and have them pay for it some way and come together as a group to where you could get the job done. All right. Because with this traditionalist attitude, is causing individualism as well, where everybody is just looking out for self. If we do not have the village mentality, traditionalism is our own demise, and it will have your generation crumble. All right. You have to recognize that you represent your last name. All right. Everybody that's in it, even if you don't agree with everybody that is in your family. All right. But you all have to look out for each other to a fault, especially if you already have kids. All right. So that was the first thing, life insurance. Number two that I'll talk about, all right, is our schooling system. All right. With schooling, yes, if you can't afford to go to private school, I get it. Yes, if you can't afford to do homeschool, I get it. Yes, if they're in public school, I get it. I'm a public school teacher. All right. I'm teaching a little bit different and unorthodox when I'm in my classroom because it's my damn classroom. All right. But I need you to understand that not all teachers are going to do that, first off. All right. But education starts at home, and we have to break that traditionalist attitude where we just send our kids to school, they come back, they tell us what they did at school, and everything's all good. No, we have to create this generation of thought-provoking individuals, all right? Thought-provoking kids, thought-provoking adolescents, all right? Because they're coming home and just regurgitating what they have learned. All right, and some of that information isn't the proper information, and the school system has known because the information is outdated. All right, and the school system knows that the information is outdated. And I'll tell you myself as a school teacher, if you want to know, and it's a firsthand experience. All right, I graduated in 2011 from the Palm Beach County school system. All right, 2011. All right, now I'm a teacher. 2017, my first year of teaching, right? And I had a final exam coming up for my world history class. Tell me why the same exact final exam that I took in high school, they are taking. This is 6 years later. You telling me history hasn't changed, or there's new history that they should be learning about through that entire process? Y'all let me know. You don't think that there's a new history that they should be learning about through that entire process that's going on right there? All right? There definitely should be new history that's going on. And that is the traditionalist attitude. That is traditionalism. Keeping things the way they are. Keeping the status quo. All right? Because if we keep the education the same, we don't teach about financial literacy. We don't teach about insurance, life insurance. What system are you feeding? You're feeding the same system that's got you in the same situation that you were in, your grandparents in, and the people before you. All right. Because there has been no pathfinder. All right. There has been no cavalier that's like, okay, man, forget this system that's going on. We got to find a different way to shake and move throughout this. All right. And get to a different level and I gave the example before in one of my lives with the family reunion example. All right. You have a family reunion, right? Family reunion. Let's say at any given time in your family reunion, there are probably about 50 to 100 people there. All right. Now, these 100 people or so that are there at the family reunion, you telling me we don't have one millionaire in that group? maybe even 2. We don't have 1 or 2 millionaires in that group. Why is that? Because we follow this traditionalist attitude. All right, y'all have to recognize that we are in the system. All right, and we are feeding the system, and you have to change it from the education that you do with your kids at home. All right, knowing about life insurance. All right, and then I got 2 more that I'll go into. Well, actually, I already hit on one, which was the grown folks business. So I really only got 1 more left. All right, that I'll really talk about. All right, in this whole traditionalist and traditionalism attitude that's been going on, that is not helping the black community from ourselves. All right, from within. Because that's what you have to recognize. It starts from within us, and we put it out to our families. All right, it ain't no white man. It ain't no damn whoever you want to call them, crackers, whatever you want to call. It ain't got nothing to do with them. All right, and even if you're not white and you even if you're not black and you white, it don't got nothing to do with the system. It ain't got nothing to do with the government. It starts with you. You could be the chain breaker. You could be the person that tears the damn system apart for your family. All right, and a lot of people do not wake up to their goddamn power because they are so scared. So they stay stuck in this same little system. Like, okay, go along. And then recognize when you're 30, damn, why am I living paycheck to paycheck? Because that's what your family did. All right, damn, because they didn't set up any trust for you. Damn, because they didn't educate you on financial literacy. All right, and you have to recognize that. All right, now the last point that I will go into, all right, before we get out of here, the story says legacy. All right, so the saying that I have found out about is you know, your story can be someone's exit strategy. All right, your story can be someone's exit strategy. All right, y'all hear me? Make sure you're hearing this. Your story can be someone's exit strategy. And with me saying that, you have to recognize, what damn story are you leaving behind? All right, for your people. All right, if you're not leaving a proper story, your kids, your nephews, your nieces, they're not going to have the proper exit strategy to get themselves to propel further in life and to break the chains that's been put on each and every last one of us. Black, white, purple, green, I don't give a damn. Yellow, all right? If you don't leave the proper story, they don't know what's going on. They're starting with a blank, starting with a blank canvas. All right. And we start with a blank canvas. You have no foundation. If you're trying to build a foundation as you're learning about stuff, that's going to be a pretty goddamn shaky foundation. All right. And it's not going to lend well to the ever evolving world that we actually live in. All right. So you have to recognize that. All right. Your story is someone's exit strategy. Your story is someone's exit strategy. So if you are not leaving behind the right story for your friends, your family, things of that nature, they don't have nothing to be on. All right. And a lot of people are missing out on that very point. All right. Because if all yours, and this is just an example. All right. If you have where, I know for me growing up, all right, my family, all right, we had Section 8. All right, with my mom. And this was due to medical conditions and whatnot. All right, because my older, she passed away when I was 18. But just to give you an example, when my mother passed away, you know what was passed down to us? Section 8, all right? A Section 8 voucher for me and my sister. That was our story. That was our exit strategy. That's not the best exit strategy for somebody to live in, to excel, all right? Because if you're seeing that an 18-year-old is like, all right, we're trying to, you know, conceptualize things. We're like, okay, this is free living. This is free government assistance. All right. And then you're getting trained to stay in that system, basically. All right. But me, myself, as a person, you know, I had got a job while I was in college, and the people, they called me into their office, and what they did was like, oh, you got a job. We saw money coming into your account. And I'm sitting here like, what the hell are y'all talking about? Why are y'all watching my account? It was like, oh, if you make over this, and that, then we got to start charging y'all more on the rent. And I'm like, oh no. I was like, take me off that. This is the 21, 22-year-old me. Take me off the damn government assistance. I don't want it. All right. If you got access to all of my information, any money that hit my account, all right. And then we have people that's on a government assistance, yes, because they need it, but at the same time, some people are taking advantage of it and actually think that they're winning when they are not winning. All right. Their generations are not winning. All right. Because it shouldn't take you to go through government assistance to reach generational wealth. That is not the way to do it. It is not the way to do it. You have to pivot your energy. You have to pivot your intention, because if you sit in that same system, you will be there forever. Because it is free. Who doesn't like free? But you have to recognize how much you are giving up. You basically can't have a bank account. You basically can't have really good credit, pretty much, because if you got really good credit, you ain't finna sit on nobody government assistance. You're getting free food. Okay, boom. Shoot, I ain't gotta pay for groceries. So like, y'all gotta think about this thing in traditionalism and traditionalists and how it's beating us down, and we are beating ourselves down. All right, and I'm not saying all black people are on government assistance, because there are more white people on food stamps than there are black people. So let's get that point out there first. All right, but I'm saying for our people, we have to recognize that traditionalism and traditionalists, that is killing our system, people. You have to recognize that. All right, and we have to be those chain breakers. We have to be those generational choices breakers. All right, you can't just sit in there, and then things just, you know, be what they are. And the best example I could give, because this is a theory that I'm going to make up. Well, it's already made up because I wrote it down. I just got to get it copyrighted. But it is, I called it the locker room theory. All right. So if anybody on here, if you ever been a part of a sports team, you ever been a cheerleader or something of that nature, or a football player, right? Or a football player or anything of that nature. All right. There's locker rooms. If you ever been in a locker room, professional, high school, whatever it may be. All right. When we're in the locker room as athletes, I know for me being a football player, all right, I didn't recognize that the locker room was stank. All right. Because I'm sitting in it. All right, but when we have cheerleaders try to walk through or something, or a coach coming from outside, they be like, God damn, it's stinking here. All right, we'll be like, nah, what you talking about? You tripping. Like, man, get out of here. You just trying to come in here and crack. But really, it's stinking the damn locker room. All right, and that's how it is with this whole traditionalist attitude. You have a person that's a cavalier. They step into your household. And they tell you what's going on, but you don't want to believe them. All right, because you've been stuck in that system for so long that it cannot be real. This person is saying, especially if the person is younger than you. All right, because people hate to have those people that come and check them, especially if they're younger than them. We got to break that traditionalist attitude. All right, because it is not helping us whatsoever. This is not something that I could put on a board. These are words that's coming straight from my heart. All right, because I know what traditionalism is doing it to us. All right, we have to break these chains. We have to break these choices. All right, somebody has to do it. All right, it's uncomfortable. It's gonna cause uncomfortable. I have lost plenty of relationships in this time period where I've been going against the system of what's been going on within my family, with the people that's been around me. Trust me, the truth hurts, and I know it. It hurt me when I found out about the damn truth. All right, that I was feeding the damn truth. So it's something that has to happen. It has to be uncomfortable, but somebody has to do it. All right. So just to recap. All right, we talked about 4 different things. All right, we talked about life insurance. All right, we talked about schooling. We talked about grown folks' business, and then we talked about the story says legacy you are leaving behind for your people. All right, that's our recap on traditionalism. Now, I got about 4 more minutes. All right. So if you got any questions you want to ask, all right, come on, you can ask right now. This will be our Q&A section right here where we ask any questions, or if you got anything you want to say about traditionalism or something that you may have heard, or you think that is traditionalist attitude that isn't lending well to the black community or any community for that matter. All right. So this is your time to speak. So all right, so we got one. All right. Am I wrong for not wanting to get a job? ? I never had one, but my mom says I need to contribute something and bring someone some money in. I'm not going to call you wrong, but you definitely need to get a damn job. All right. Because with being a traditionalist, all right, don't get it messed up, because a lot of people try to intertwine being an entrepreneur with not being a traditionalist. And that's not the case. All right. Whatever field you are looking to get into, you should be tapping into that field early on. So if you are a person or a teen or whatever, and you're looking for a job, go get a job in your industry. So if I knew I was a person that wanted to cater food, my first job, if I was 16, I should be working at McDonald's or something of that nature. So I know how the fast food or the food industry works. So I can see the system, so I can see the back end, so I can know about customer service and things of those nature, how they do inventory with food, what food did they throw out, you know? And then go from there. You build yourself up, and then you're like, all right, now I could probably start cooking food out my house on the weekends. All right, while I still got my job, you know, so you're learning. All right, while you're going through that process, and then eventually you graduate to, all right, now I could work for myself cooking food out the house because I'm bringing in so much money. Then boom, I'm gonna go get me a food truck now. Now I got me a food truck because I got that much money. Now boom, after the food truck go to boom, boom, now I got a restaurant. Boom, now we got the restaurant, we cooking, we making more money. Boom, now I can make my own sauce. I can make my own seasonings. All right, you see how there's a buildup, all right, to break out of that traditionalist attitude. It doesn't just happen overnight. There's a buildup, especially if you are the first person that is breaking that chain, all right? It's gonna hurt. It's really gonna hurt, all right, because nobody has done it how you're doing it, all right? And you got to be the person that takes on all the sacrifices, all the risk and things of that nature to make it happen, all right? Because it's just something that hasn't been happening. But if anybody got, I didn't see any other questions before we get off here. I got about 2 more minutes, all right, before I get off up here. All right, the process. Okay, appreciate it. Yeah, definitely the process, all right. Anybody else, all right, that have something to say about you? Hey, how do we try to break traditionalism from our elders? Far as our elders with traditionalism, now that's going to be really hard. But I've had a recent breakthrough with my father. All right. Now with elders, the thing that you have to do is you have to just be consistent in your message that you are sending and what you are doing. You have to show them action. Once you show them constant action, they have no choice but to succumb to what you are doing, because they're like, damn, all these people love what they're doing. And I'm like, gosh, well, I need to get on board with this. That's my child. That's my seed. All right. How could they be wrong if they have all these people being right for them? All right. Once you got people vouching for you, it's a different ball game than when you telling them. I ain't got to tell them no more. We got people around me that's telling you. All right. Because they know I'm vetted. They know I'm serious. They know what message I'm sending because I'm being consistent. All right. So that's how you beat that thing with the elders. And I just give you a personal example with my own father. He had this traditionalist attitude, you know, because I told him I was thinking about quitting my job. You know, I'm creating an exit plan for myself to get out. He's like, well, no, you know, this and that. And I'm blessed. I get it, Father, you know, but there are things that I'm putting in place that I want to get away from. And then with himself, I told him that I'm a business consultant as well now, and I'm helping people start their business startup. He's seen that I've done this for other people. Now that he's seen me do this for other people and people are giving me compliments on the internet and whatnot, he's like, well, you need to help me, this and that, blah, blah, blah. There we go. All you had to do is tell me you need help. All you have to do is tell me you ready. All right. And then I'm going it. All right. Because I had to learn that you can't have that damn hero complex or that superhero complex. Let that crap go. Let it go. All right. You cannot save everybody, and everybody does not want to be saved whatsoever. All right. They just don't. And it may be sad, but it is what it is. All right. They don't want to be saved, and it's not your responsibility to do so either. All right. You got to recognize that. And my dad with himself, he's seen what I'm doing, and now he wants to do an LLC. There we go. I'm like, there we go, Dad. Let's get it. And I told him he brought some lawn tools. I'm like, Dad, we start your lawn LLC. You cut my lawn, $200 a month. We keep the money generating with me. It's a write-off for me because I have my home. All right. And I have to do lawn maintenance. That's a tax write-off for me. Now my dad, he brought the lawn tools. Or he got to do the gas for the lawn tools. That's a write-off for him for his business. We just keeping the money circulating. Nobody is missing out on nothing. And that is how you break that traditionalism right there. Now imagine if you got a sister, you got a brother, you got a cousin. Y'all all got the money circulating within yourselves. How powerful is that? What chains we ain't breaking doing that? Y'all tell me. Because it sounds like a whole, I hear clinkety clink, 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 goddammit, if something like that is happening. Y'all tell me. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, for sure, it's definitely ways to get around that. You just got to wake up. You got to be open to it. And you can't just let life happen to you. You got to happen to life. That's one of the biggest things. You cannot let life happen to you. You got to go out there and happen to life. Because it's a different story. For sure, Matt. All right. But yeah, that's about it right there for us. You're absolutely right, for sure. All right. Y'all just got to believe in yourselves. Y'all got to stay the course, stay consistent, all right? Because when you are consistent, even if you don't have a big following, a big crowd, you don't have big support, when that big support comes, that big crowd comes, you're ready because you've been consistent this whole time. When that big crowd get behind you, you're like, oh, this ain't nothing. I've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? So you could always be ready, but make sure you're also prepared, because there's a huge difference between being ready and being prepared. All right. Being ready is somebody pull up to your house. Hey, let's go take a trip. Like, I'm ready, but I ain't prepared. I ain't got no backpack. I ain't got no toothbrush. Who gonna walk my dog? All right. Make sure you know that difference. All right. If you always prepared, you put yourself in a very good place. All right. And that's what it's gonna take for us to break traditionalism. I know this was a unorthodox type of lesson, but it is the lesson that was on my heart for this week, and I feel like this message needed to get out. And I'm probably gonna harp on this again sometime, but we gotta recognize, all right, that it cannot all be on the white man. Y'all give the white man too much damn credit, and y'all give them too much damn praise when we're saying it is them. All right, when it's not. You have to look at yourself first and then go in. All right. All right, but if y'all don't have any more questions, I'm gonna get up off of here. All right, and go do my thing. A word of wisdom. Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. That's all we spit over here. We operate in truth and we operate in facts. Operate in truth and we operate in facts. That is two things that will never change from 2020 and beyond, from myself or anybody around me. We are operating in truth and we are operating in facts. All right. We ain't for, hey, we done on this side. We done operating on a suicide. All right. No more suicide in 2020. All right. It's only truth and it is facts. All right. All right. But yeah, if y'all don't have any more questions, I give y'all about a minute to get your question. If y'all don't have any more questions, I'm about to get up off of here. And for announcements this week, we'll be talking about systematic racism coming up next Sunday. Throughout the week, I'll give a couple business lessons. All right. The t-shirts for the Black Agenda, is one of them. We Will Breathe. They're all marked down to $20 right now. I just got a new shipment in, so they're ready to go out. And also, I haven't said on Facebook, but I'm gonna do like probably a whole separate video, all right, to help traditionalism, all right, in business, because a lot of people probably wondering, how can business help traditionalism? You have to find a void and fill it with what you're trying to do. And I found that void for myself, and it aligns with what I do in education. And I don't know if you know, but I have the Think and Learn Like an Entrepreneur flashcards, all right, that I created. All right, so they're entrepreneur words. All right, all up and through these flashcards is about 70 some odd cards. All right, flashcards. All right, and somebody brought to my attention as well that with this, and I didn't even think about that, is representation. All right, that also breaks traditionalism. All right, because when you are shown, imagine if you grew up with a book with a black face on it of a black person. It's a different ball game. Like, wow, I could go do that, mommy, dad, I could go do that. Flashcards, oh, I could go do that. Some of the stuff we get don't even have covers on them. So we don't even know who it is. All right, because that's a traditionalist way of how they do book titles. All right. But like I put in every post, be proactive, not reactive, and then be the change you want to see. Be the change you want to see. All right. All right. So if y'all have anything else, I'm about to get off this live. About to go back to my little sister's birthday party. I had to jump in the car and do this live while I'm up here, just so y'all know how dedicated I am to this. All right. I had to jump in my car and do this live. All right, because I wanted to make sure this message got across, it touched somebody, and hopefully it activates somebody to, get things in order in their household, before they go try to save the world. Get things in order within themselves, all right, and see what they're doing to feed this system. All right, and I think this message has, and it will, all right, because this is what we need to hear. This is what people aren't telling us, all right. This is what school isn't telling us, all right. But other than that, family, I'll see y'all sometime this week. All right. Peace and love, family. Y'all stay easy. Visit blkagenda.com, or you can visit, click the link in bio on my page. All right. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and thank you for all that you do. And I appreciate you all. Peace and love, family.